Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is your Facebook friend, Dr. Faz, with a new episode of Time Out with Dr. Faz. Today, we are going through these crises and in critical situation around the world. And whenever the crisis happens, people get frustrated, confused, and depressed. So the best strategy at that point is for coaches is to take their team out of the ground for a timeout so we can re-strategize and re-energize and we can start all over again, because right now we need a little timeout. So uh, I'm inviting great coaches around the world, and today you have a treat. We have a self-transformation coach, international speaker, and thought-provoking leader with a mission to help those who have dreams, willingness, belief, and true potentials. He's backed up by his high-notch and top-notch education and work experience with multinational companies. He's also been certified trainer, coach, and international speaker by the world largest organization of John C. Maxwell, which gives you the global standards. Due to his vast experience, he has been through all the corners of this globe, like Thailand, Nepal, Singapore, Malaysia, USA, and Bangladesh. Of course, he is from. So let me welcome my good friend, Coach Kamrul Hassan. Welcome to the show, Kamrul. This is my pleasure to have you in my show.
Thank you, Dr. Faz Mehmood. So it's my pleasure to be with your show as well. So I'm glad that you have invited, and yes, as you
So,
said,
yeah, before we start, let me ask you how the things are in Bangladesh right now.
I think it's all over the world. It's the pretty same the scenarios we are going through.
Hmm.
We are currently in lockdown situation,
Hmm.
which is continuing till the end of this month at
Okay.
least, and then I think the situation would be reassessed again by the
Hmm.
government,
Hmm.
and then we don't know what's going to happen. So, but for now, is everything locked down, and that's how it is going on.
Okay, okay. Hope everything gets safer and better for all of us. So let's start with this. Would you like to give me a little bit your background? Where were you born and how the education was? Just give a little brief icebreaker.
Sure. I started my career back in 2001 with a HSBC, and then I worked for like Ericsson, Huawei, Dun& Bradstreet of USA, and also one of the local bank called Bragg Bank, along with Jetty Corporation of China.
Hmm.
So I have worked with 5 different multinational companies in my last 18 years, and then
Hmm.
actually I thought uh, I'm not actually fulfilling my potential and my purpose of my life. The question came to my mind: am I really justifying my ability and my being here in this earth and planet? So then I started to thinking actually what I should do versus what am I doing, what I want to see myself end of my life, and that's how I started to begin my thinking. you know and then it took me 5 years to understand actually who I am, and I mean, I'm still exploring definitely who I am. At the same time, what should I do? And then I was able to leave my job back in 2017 October, and since then I'm into training and development industry and self-help industry as well. I mean, this is the industry that we are in. And then I went to John Maxwell last year for certification. I also attended at Harvard University for leadership studies and coaching. At the same time, I also attended in the UK for Commonwealth Common Purpose Leadership Development Program. At the same time, I had the pleasure of attending World Bank Train for the Trainer program outside Bangladesh as well. Alongside, I have also attended some other international programs like Dr. Marshall Goldsmith's program. At the same time, Darren Hardy's some of the online coaching programs, mentoring programs. So these are some of the things that I have equipped myself over the last years. So now I am in a mission to serve hundreds and thousands and millions of students back home here, because what you see among the students that what is required today into the corporate world versus the reality that they're taught at the university level is completely different. They, in terms of the syllabus and the curriculum that they're going through. And since I'm coming from the corporate background, then I thought, it should be, I should take, that's my responsibility to help them out so that they could prepare themselves. These are hundreds and thousands and millions of students coming out, but they're not having actually a job. And they could also choose for the entrepreneurship as well. So that's why I'm actually giving them the soft skill platform to equip themselves. So that's what I'm doing right now, alongside the professionals development. So that's the two wing that I am currently working on.
So what is your educational background? Like what kind of education you had initially?
Right. I had the bachelor in business administration, and then I did the master's in business administration as well. That means BBA and MBA. So that's actually 6 years of business graduations. That's my undergrad and masters.
Okay. And like you are a speaker, coach, and trainer now. So did you have any experience in your early childhood, like school ages and colleges? You were participating in some speaking and debates or something like that?
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And I did, from my childhood, as far as I remember, from the from the fifth grade to university till university, I did join to debating, different and various competitions. That's one thing I did alongside the sports and also the leading the classes. So these are some of the extracurricular activities that has helped me over the years. That's the fundamental, I believe, that I had been through.
Good, good. So, but why did you choose this profession? Why?
I think that was one of the reason, one of the questions that one of my mentor asked me while I was attending a seminar. That was, how would you want to be remembered once you die? So once you leave this world and this earth and planet, and since this is the must. So then I was thinking, oh, if I die now at the time that nobody's going to remember me, all of a sudden this question came to my mind. And I was thinking, what am I going to be in my life? Am I going to be CEO, or as I was working for the bank at that moment, do I want to be the MD of a bank? And I thought, no, actually I don't, because how many MDs are remembered? Not many. Very few of them are remembered. Yes, desperately they're having good positions, good salaries, and also good recognition. But in terms of impact, contribution towards the society and on a nation overhaul, that's the missing thing I found. And then I thought, I want to do something where I could help people's perception and the potential that somebody is going to this direction, and I want to help them to change their path and direction over the next course of life, because I believe that everybody has a potential, and this is the missing potential that I saw because I was not able to realize my potential, and that's the reason actually I choose this.
So, what were the initial steps you took to turn this profession into your coaching and public speaking? The initial steps, how
So
somebody can get into
yeah, initial stages, first of all, frankly speaking, what I did actually,
it. Hmm.
I seasoned my mind in a way that is in terms of the meditation. I was going, I am Silva, which is USA based Silva Life System, Silva Intuition System graduate. I'm also Transcendental Meditation
Oh.
graduate, and also Quantum, meditation graduate as well. So what I was doing actually, preparing my mind, I was visualizing this, days and days and after and months and then years.
Hmm.
So I was trying to season my mind. Look, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I need. This is what I want to do. And
Hmm.
then at certain point, my mind realized, yes. And then it was easy for me to leave my job. Then I was hearing a lot of international speakers and coaches like John Maxwell, Les Brown is one of them,
Hmm.
Marshall Goldsmith, people like them. So I used to hear, Tony Robbins as well, hours and hours and hours. So that really helped me to prepare, taking, years inside my mind. And then my body actually accepted what I felt. And the transformation journey was, then it was easy for me to leave the old path to come to a new path.
So, what are the common myths about this profession, like public speaking, coaching, and training? There are so many different perceptions people have. So, what are the common myths you think?
Common myth is like, oh, motivational speaker, right? He's here to give motivation. And also the coaches, usually they think there is a sports coach, or somebody, for the school coach, for the school education. In this part of the world we have the
Mhm.
coaching. So in this part of the world, coaches are not recognized as of yet. That's why actually I've changed my name's prefix as a coach, so that I want to be named as a coach. So intentionally, because I believe that coaching tool is the tool which could
Mhm.
help an adult, to transform his or her life into reality.
Mhm.
That's what I believe. But the reality is, this is early stage of in this industry, so a lot of misconception, misperception about the coaching. The thing is teaching, the thing is lecturing, the thing it is mentoring, the thing is consulting. So it's something like this. But a coach do not give any solution, rather it brings out the solution from within. So this is I mean, this is not the reality. People think that as a coach I'll give them the solution present to him or her.
So, what are the best practices you need to be a good coach?
The number one thing is listening. Number two, listening. Number three, listening. And number four is asking the questions based on the listening. This is the fundamentals, and this is the mother, father, and parents of coaching.
Okay. And how about public speaking? Because these are two different things. So, as a speaker, what else you need at top of your coaching skills?
As a speaker, is like connecting the people, connecting the peoples, hooking them, and also giving them the common ground, so that they feel, yes, this is me, this is my story. Storytelling
Hmm.
is another thing.
Hmm.
To connect with them, this is the best possible way. And the authenticity,
Hmm.
this is number three. And number four is vulnerability, and accept to be vulnerable in front of them. That creates the credibility and trust, and then they think, yes, I am one of them. So these are the basics, fundamentals of speaking. And if anyone is connected, then hundreds could be connected as well. But if it is not authentic and everybody thinks it's superficial, then it's really difficult to connect with them. So in that way, speaking also is not easy thing to do, because you got to attend, you got to hook the attention, you got to
Hmm.
take them through, you got to make them cry, you got to make them feel happy and joyous and excited. It's just taking the journey along with. So this is also a very different skill and art.
So, in this industry where you are right now as a coach, trainer, and speaker, how it works, like as a sole proprietor or you're part of a group, and how you get all that business?
Like, definitely I have an organization which is working for the organization itself. So we are serving the corporate clients in terms of helping their organizations need in terms of development, leadership, strategies, business, and sales. All of this is the business side of the business. And the human side, and the other part, like my passion is actually growing the young leaders, because in our country we have 70% is youth. So I have focused on building the youth leadership, teaching the youths for the leadership skills, because that's the another prospering thing that we all need to develop. So yes, I have the organization which is serving in the both the side.
So, in terms of like you have your niches, young generation, so you had to go to their colleges and schools, or you do individually those events?
University, definitely. across the nation, we have the network of currently we have 13,000 enrolled students, and then it represents 170 plus organization institution. I mean universities and institutions. Now we are teaching them through online. So we have the free soft skill platform, which is we have received from USA one of the foundation philanthropists called Wadhwani Foundation. They have given us the soft skill free of cost, and that's we are also distributing among the youths, and that's they're learning through online. So we have the ambassadors, and we have the different leadership team, which is another level is called regional coordinator, and through them we are actually enrolling batches after batches into the universities, and then we have trained about 40 leaders to take it through all the universities as well. So we have taken them through train for the trainers, and also international programs like Jump Movement methodologies from Netherlands. So the founder of Jump Movement came here 2 months back, and we trained 30 about 30 students, so 2 days of the program, and then now also they're going through the coaching. So we are developing leaders. They are the student leader. They're not the professionals. They're the student leader. So they will go through 6 months of developmental program, and then they will actually we are training them as a TOT lessons as well. So what I want actually to make it replicable, to make it sustainable, because they are the one who could replicate, and they're the one who could hold it and do it. It's not possible for me to go every day all the universities and spec, and then so that's why actually I'm trying to build leaders, and I have created a platform which is called CKH Network,
Uh,
and their platform for them is called Next Gen Leader.
so, because it's more like a transformation process, you're transforming the whole generation, which is an awesome and a very noble cause to work for. But tell me, like these curriculums which you make for these youngsters, you already made it, or you already got from somewhere already pre-made?
No, it's completely I'm making it from the scratch, from the zero.
Mhm.
I didn't have any connection to any of the university. So again, the basics is the imagination. I follow heavily one of my maestro is Earl Nightingale, who says the imagination is the factory where everything is produced. You don't need to go to any places.
Mhm.
So I follow him days and nights, and I bite all
Mhm.
his nuggets. So imagination and imagination and imagination, and that's what I produce. And then when my mind believes, yes, this, then I take the next possible step on the ground. So that's how I take every step. I don't do anything on the ground first. I imagine this at least several months,
Mhm.
if not years. And then when I'm convinced this is the time to take a step, and then I take. And everything like this, coming to this industry as a coach, speaker, and trainer, and then building the student network and platform, which nobody taught me. And I mean, nobody gave me. All the ideas came to my imagination while I was just going through the meditation and thinking process. The ideas of going through John Maxwell, meeting maybe Paul Martinelli as well, John, Marshall Goldsmith, then Darren Hardy, Robin Sharma's program, so many other things. So all of these ideas, as Paul Martinelli said, this came into my mind because of the imagination.
So, as a coach, Kamrul Hassan, you are an authority, obviously, and you are a thought leader. If I'll ask you three foundational stones for speaking, coaching, and training, what will be the first three foundational stones everybody should have?
The first foundation among this, if we join together this speaking and coaching, is what John Maxwell says, is adding value without thinking myself, thinking other self. That's what exactly I followed also. For the students program is free of cost, and I'm still running it free of cost. So I'm putting a lot of investment, a lot of time and effort. And even after this show at 9 p.m., I have a schedule for mentoring, 1 hour. And then, and then today in the afternoon also, the presentations of the trainer as well. So, adding value, and also as a servant leader, they should realize, yes, I am serving them as not as a boss, not as a leader, just truly as a serving mentality. This is very essential being a coach. And this creates the third thing is second thing is the trust, and the third thing is credibility. So without trust, also credibility does not happen. So that's what I believe. So adding value, and
Mm.
then creating the trust, and then making the bridge of credibility. So these are the three pillars. And then there should be some capabilities in terms of qualifications, then, and that is what I said, the you know listening power, deep listening power, deep asking questions, difficult questions asking abilities, and then connecting the dots, and then telling stories and showing the stories, not telling the stories. What I say is actually we got to show the stories. We got to display what we want to say through physically, emotionally, and also life stories is pretty essential. It's not the other fabricated story. The best part is using own life stories. So, and being vulnerable, because that's the emotional connections that measure, and a lot of us we miss these vulnerable positions. That's what I thought, if somebody is vulnerable and willing to be vulnerable and willing to be presented as vulnerable, that's the best connections happens, that matches between, and that supersedes any qualities and qualifications.
You just said that you have to incorporate your own stories. So, how people can overcome on that shyness? Because people get scared to tell some stories about themselves because they feel shy if they did a mistake. So, how they can overcome on that? And I know you have a great answer there.
So it's a self-belief, self-esteem. Somebody has to love himself and herself. That's the first identity of being a speaker and coach. And somebody has to have the right to look at eyes on own self, and then talking to own eyes and committing and forgiving. So what I see is the forgiveness, own stories. If that is not looked as superhero, but yet to forgive for the mistakes and forgiving. For an example, I did bad results despite I was brilliant student at my 10th grade. I did bad result in my 12th grade. So I couldn't. I'm telling it now proudly. And then I say I also went to Harvard University. I also went to John Maxwell. But again, I couldn't pass the secondary exam, something like this. So, so earlier I didn't have the courage to say this, the authentic, self. But when I said, I love myself, who I am, and that's what myself. And then yes, why not? Then actually I got so to that everybody has these stories that people need to convince himself and herself. Do you love yourself? That's the greatest question.
Awesome. Tell me about the current situation, like everybody is through the crisis or globally. And obviously, people are very nervous, very confused, very depressed. So, what do you think, as a thought leader, the future of ours?
Future, everybody's future is dependent on everybody's hand. And in a way, I'm a Muslim and follow Islam as a religion. And then in a way, how actually we are programmed. So how I am programming my mind, that would create the output. So our thought become things. So, and law of attraction says, if I give input, the output will be the same, equal to. So there's a choice that we could make. Either we could fill up our mind all these informations, scarcity, and there's hopelessness situations. Yes, the world would go to the crisis, but it's my choice. Do I need to believe in? Do I need to accept it? Do I need to take this path? I refuse to take this path, and I refuse to accept it. And I am programming my mind now. So I am fine. I would be fine. I'm getting new clients, and I'm getting, frankly speaking, I see the possibilities. I see the better, because that's the new era is coming, and the survival for the fittest would be. And those who has the self belief, they would emerge because the world need them.
Hmm.
This is the time. So this is a chance again. Somebody needs to reprogram his or her mind, and to do the reprogram, first things first is we got to eliminate all the distractions, or we got to eliminate all these news, all these fabrications, all these frustrations, fears, and anxiety. So I refuse to accept all of this, but I build my own belief. I build my own mind programmings, what I want in future. So that's why, even though, if nobody has a job, so that's got nothing to do with me, because I got to do it on myself, what I want to do. So, and then again, I believe in the Almighty, and He has His own. I mean, He has created His law, so He can give anybody anything without depending on anything. He's not the God Almighty. He's not dependent on anything, on any matter, in any way in this earth and planet. So why do I limit myself? That I got to do, I got to serve. My finance, my well-being could come anywhere, and so that's, I know that's very hard to believe, but it's believable. Somebody if can program the mind. So the minds need to continuously feed this positiveness, continuously taught this, and then brain starts believing, because brain creates a neuron footprint. The more we say these things to our own self, that's what I do. So I don't care actually what others going through. I don't care what the universe, world is going through. I care what I want to become.
So I just got a question from one of our viewer, that how do you build your network?
So building network is actually, again, it's a platform. So what I did actually, I created a proposition which actually good for others, because what I did, I invested in technologies and creating this platform, and then I brought them, and I made them available into this platform. So they felt, they're heard, and they're seen. So that's a very easy way, and also a very hard way, both, because you got to give others the priority. So everybody wants to be heard, everybody wants to be seen. So once anybody can ensure these things, it's easy to create a platform, as John Maxwell did, because they created the platform, and then we are heard and we are seen across the world as John Maxwell certified trainer, speaker, and coaches. So the similar methodologies, you could say, yes, I also have the similar kind of methodologies, but I'm not copying that. But my situation is different, so my industry is different, my circumstances is different, but this philosophy is same.
Okay, and what is the part of reading habits in this industry? Like, how important is that to read?
Reading is very important, and reading is one of the way, out of several ways, because not everybody would want to read. Somebody would want to hear, somebody would want to see, watch movies, somebody would want to, because reading, what is the ultimate purpose of reading? Having information, having knowledge, and then the super finest level is the wisdom. So knowledge and information is one level, and wisdom is complete different level. So ultimate objective of all this knowledge and information is actually having and obtaining the wisdom. And the wisdom actually could be obtained in various ways. Even looking into the nature, somebody could have profound wisdom which is not even possible through reading hundreds of books, maybe thousands of books, maybe tens of years. So that's a complete different philosophy, which I believe, because information and knowledge, which would tell you to add, which would tell you to adopt so many things, but wisdom would say you leave everything apart and be minimalistic, the simplest possible way. That's what wisdom says. So that's why, I say reading is one of the way, because if the objective is actually having the wisdom, that is the divine knowledge, which is obtained through various, not through reading, but also there are other ways, observation skills, looking into things differently, looking into the nature, talk to the nature, analyzing the nature, critically thinking the nature, even looking to the bird, even looking to the trees, looking to the fruits, can give a profound knowledge which is unmatchable, even looking to the sky. So if you ask me what is my methodology, I would say my methodology actually, the nature. And I hear,
Okay.
the all the like people like Earl Nightingale, John Maxwell, Marshall Goldsmith, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, these are the people, I have probably listened thousands of hours.
If I will ask to recommend 3 to 5 books which everybody should read, what will be your pick?
I think if one book people can digest, that would be Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill. Okay.
Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich.
Hmm.
So that is one of the profound book into this industry. Uh, this is the one book. If anybody can master itself, I think nobody needs another second book.
That's my opinion too.
So because it has actually digested in a way. There are some other books, some other biographies as well. And if you ask me, the biography, which is actually created profound impact, that is Arnold Schwarzenegger's.
Hmm.
So it gives you the tools, it gives you the hardship that he has gone through. So I would say after the Napoleon Hill's book is his Arnold Schwarzenegger's biography. So that is the one of the best one of the things that anybody could sought for. Uh, but above all, I think everybody need to master Think and Grow Rich.
That's
It
awesome.
has all.
No, that's great. So tell me a little bit about, before we are coming towards the end. So tell me how we can prepare ourselves through this new technology, like a virtual. Now everything is virtual and digitalized. So what do you think the future of our industry in this virtual age?
So I think that's the ultimate. It's We are now entering into an era where people are fearing to meet face to face now. So this psychological fear would take years of time to remove, and this is the opportune time to settle in on internet as well. So because you know, but eventually, yeah, face to face, that would be there. That would create a difference definitely. But we are now forced in a way that we got to create a presence on the online, on the www
Mm.
uh, web. So that's the reality. That's we are bound to do. So those who would fail to do, uh, still they might survive, and they would survive definitely on their own way. But having presence and creating the platforms and presence into various platforms would help certainly into this era.
And the second thing which I will ask before we leave, uh, how much role of meditation is in your growth?
99%.
Can you elaborate that?
Imagination is everything to me.
Hmm.
Through imagination, anybody can design and develop any skill that is needed for him. Because first of all, mind need to realize what is my need and what it looks like in 5 years, 10 years, and what actually I am going to become on 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, and 60 years. Anything and everything my mind cannot imagine, I am not going to be that. So the power of imagination is the key. So that is, if if really anybody ask me, I would say this is everything. This is everything. And based on imagination, if somebody can develop the persuasion and persuasiveness, which is the, Napoleon Hill's, one of the greatest chapter, the art and science of persuasion, that is persistence, what it says, right?
Mhm.
So
Definitely.
yeah, so the persistence is like the then this two thing, imagination and persistence, persistence, everything is possible in this earth and planet based on these two.
Awesome. So at the end, I would like to ask you if you have any message for the rest of the world and the people who are going to watch this video, and right now they are viewing too. So what will be your message?
I think my message is very simple, but this is, we choose, we have to choose what we want to become. We are nothing but some of our choices that we made in the past. So we would be what we want to become in the future, that we have to choose today, and we have to choose wisely. So as Napoleon Hill says also, like, and everybody knows also, like, we are the sum of average of five people. So that also, again, choosing this relationship is very important as well, because we imagine we want to become somebody, and then we choose poor friends, we choose poor diet, we choose, poor ideas and poor minds. So everything, the root is the choice. So choice today, don't regret tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Coach. And I believe in future we will be getting in touch together and we'll do some stuff together. And I would like to thank everybody who's watching us, and hopefully you will watch me again with another thought leader from another part of the world. So at this time, I will sign off. Thank you, Coach Kamrul Hassan. God bless you. Be safe, be healthy, and be positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Faz Mahmood. Thank you. And thank you, everyone who are watching and would be watching. Thank you. Take care.